Book title: Out of the Maze. Author: Dr. Spencer Johnson. Introduction. Out of the Maze is the sequel to the best-selling book Who Moved My Cheese. It continues the story of one of the little people named Haim, who was left behind in the maze after refusing to accept the loss of his cheese. This book answers a simple question. What do you do when your old beliefs no longer work? It is a powerful fable about the beliefs that trap us and the freedom that comes when we let them go. Through a journey of self-discovery, transformation, and friendship, this book helps us understand how to embrace change not only in our actions but in our thinking. Chapter 1. The Return to the Maze. The story begins where Who Moved My Cheese ended. Haim is still stuck in the maze. His friend Haw has moved on and found new cheese, but Haim chose to stay behind, hoping that the old cheese would return. Now Haim is hungry and weak. He feels confused and alone. He is holding on to the belief that the cheese was his, that it should not have been taken, and that waiting for it is the right thing. This chapter sets the stage for the inner struggle that Haim is about to face. It reminds us that refusing to change our beliefs can leave us stuck. Chapter 2. Meeting Hope. One day, Haim meets someone new in the maze. Her name is Hope. Unlike Haim, Hope is curious, open, and not afraid to try new things. She carries fruit instead of cheese, and this surprises Haim. At first, Haim refuses the fruit. He believes cheese is the only real food. But after being hungry for so long, he finally agrees to try a small piece. To his surprise, it tastes good. This moment is important because it marks the beginning of Haim questioning his old beliefs. It shows how a small act of openness can begin the process of transformation. Chapter 3. What if what you believe is not true? As Haim and Hope journey together, they talk about beliefs. Haim realizes that he has held on to certain ideas for so long that he never questioned them. He believed cheese was the only food. He believed the maze was dangerous. He believed he could never change. But now, with Hope's help, he starts to ask himself a powerful question. What if what I believe is not true? This chapter invites us to look at our own limiting beliefs. It encourages curiosity instead of fear. Chapter 4. Letting Go of Old Beliefs. Haim starts to see how his beliefs have trapped him. By thinking that the old cheese would come back, he stayed stuck. By believing that trying something new was dangerous, he stayed hungry. Hope shows him that beliefs are not facts. They are just thoughts we keep thinking. And if those thoughts are not helping us, we can choose to let them go. Letting go is not easy for Haim. But he starts small. He repeats to himself that maybe there is something better than the cheese he lost. This small shift opens a door inside his mind. This chapter teaches that freedom comes when we stop believing everything we think. Chapter 5. New Thoughts Create New Paths. With his new belief that fruit is good and change is not bad, Haim becomes more adventurous. He begins to explore more of the maze with Hope. He feels scared sometimes but not enough to stop. Each step he takes brings more strength and clarity. He realizes he had been living in a small corner of the maze, locked in by his own thoughts. Now he is starting to believe that the maze is not a trap but a path. This chapter reveals that once our thinking changes, our world changes too. Chapter 6. Beliefs are choices. Hope explains to Haim that beliefs are not fixed truths. They are choices. Just like we choose what clothes to wear or what food to eat, we can choose how to think. Haim reflects on how many of his beliefs were inherited from the past. Some were taught to him. Some he built from fear. But none were permanent. He begins writing down his new beliefs on the walls of the maze. Beliefs like, I am capable of change. Trying new things helps me grow. The maze is full of surprises. There is more than one kind of food. This chapter reminds us that we can choose beliefs that serve us instead of beliefs that stop us. Chapter 7. The Door Out of the Maze. As Haim continues to change his beliefs, he starts to see a door. A real door, one he had never noticed before. Maybe it was not visible until he believed there could be something beyond the maze. He hesitates, but Hope encourages him. Together, they walk through the door. On the other side, there is open space, sunlight, and a garden full of fruits and colors. It is a place of abundance, far more beautiful than the maze. This powerful chapter shows that once we change the way we think, we can move beyond limits we thought were real. Chapter 8. What you believe can set you free. Outside the maze, Haim realizes that the biggest walls were in his own mind. He now believes that change is not an enemy. That fear is not a stop sign. That beliefs are not prisons unless we refuse to question them. He feels lighter, more alive, and filled with gratitude. He is ready for the future. This chapter offers deep insight. It is not the world that traps us. It is our beliefs about the world. And when we change those, we set ourselves free. Chapter 9. The Message to You. The book ends with a message directly to the reader. It encourages us to look at our own maze. Where are we stuck? What beliefs are we holding on to that no longer help us? Are we ready to let go? Are we ready to believe something new? Are we open to a better possibility? It reminds us that we can leave our maze anytime. All we need is a new belief. And a little courage to take the first step. Final thoughts. Out of the Maze is not just a sequel. It is a deeper journey into the mind. While Who Moved My Cheese was about changing your actions, this book is about changing your beliefs. It teaches that letting go is the path to growth. It shows that change begins not in the world but in your thoughts. It gives us permission to question what we believe and the courage to believe something better. If you feel stuck, this book can show you the way out. Not by force, but by thinking differently. And when your thoughts change, your world changes.